immaculately beautiful. I can go on and on and on, but my words are not enough. My vocabulary to fail me, permit me to cry out, Iba oh, Iba oh, Iba, Iba oh, Iba, Iba oh, Iba, Iba oh, Iba, Iba oh, Iba. Hello everyone. Welcome to my life. This is The Awakening by Chiazor, and I am Mrs. Chiazor Nwike. You are welcome again to another edition of Understanding Scripture. And as you all know, we are here today to read the Bible in context in order to get a better understanding of what it is saying. If you have been with us for a while now, you know that we have been reading the Bible through Genesis, Exodus, and now we are done with Leviticus. Now we are in Numbers. Yes, if you are new to this channel, kindly like, share, subscribe to this channel so that you can be seeing more of our videos. Now, we have read all through last week, we read only Numbers 1 and 2. So today we're going to be reading Numbers chapter 3, and we're going to be trying to make sense out of it. A lot of people don't really want to get themselves involved, especially in this part of the Bible, the Old Testament, and with these Numbers and Moses stuff. It usually turns them off, or they are bored with it because they feel it doesn't have anything to do with their present generation. But I'm here to tell you that every single thing in the Bible has a way of teaching us things. If you look closely, you'll be able to understand and see what the Bible is trying to teach you. So don't disregard or look down on any particular chapter or verse of the Bible, because even though you feel it doesn't apply to you now, it still teaches you something. So for the new parts of the Old Testament, that is the Genesis, the Exodus, and so on, even the Numbers, we know that Numbers has to do with a lot of numbering, the census during the time of Moses. And you think it doesn't matter now. It does, to be honest, because you can learn one or two things from them. So today we are going to be reading Numbers chapter 3. Yes. So if you are new to this channel, know that we are here to read the Bible. And if you don't have the Bible with you, please kindly go and find it so that you can be following us as we are reading and making sense of it. Now, Numbers chapter 3. This is the account of the family of Aaron and Moses at the time of the Lord. At the time the Lord talked with Moses on Mount Sinai. The names of the sons of Aaron were Nab, the first son of Abuhu, Elzara, and Eltama. These were the names of Aaron's sons, the anointed priests, who were ordained to serve as priests. Nab and Abuhu, however, fell dead before the Lord when they made an offering with unauthorized fire before him in the desert of Sinai. Now, if you remember correctly, what happened to these two brothers? Their father, their family, in short, were ordained to be the priests. They were said to be the ones that will serve God. But serving God does not mean you set your own rules or you do things your own way. There are ways in which we can honor God. We remember the story of Ananias and Sapphira. Even though they were in the church, they still had a sort of a greedy and a selfish mindset that cost them their lives. Now again, this one are the sons of Aaron, and you know that ignorance is not an excuse in anywhere you put it. The Lord Almighty stated categorically, and that is why he will always take his time to give you exact principles of how he wants things to be done for him. He will lay down his commandments. He went as far as telling Moses and the people how certain sacrifices should be made. He was so detailed to that point. And then these children, maybe they were youths, and youthful exuberance used to push everybody to do things. They now started to form their own kind of technique in order to appease God. They maybe in their right mind, they thought they were doing something wonderful, but at the end of the day, they ended up losing their lives. Why? Because one, they were careless. Two, they were ignorant. Three, they did not sought for authority. So this simple verse now that we have started has taught us something about these sons of Aaron, that we should not be careless, we should not be ignorant, and we should always make sure we follow instructions in wherever we find ourselves. That you are placed in a place of authority. Now in our country, we see people, once they assume office and become a minister, a president, or anything that has an authority, they will immediately disregard what is expected of them to do, and they'll start doing things personal to them. Power will push them into wanting to subject every other person under them, to make them see them as the most powerful. And that might even need, they will have to even ignore certain instructions, certain laws, just to make sure that they get people to bend down for them. A lot of people are like that, or they will bend the rules in such a way that will favor them, that so that they can steal money or take things that are meant for the public for their own personal gain. So now we see from the sons of Aaron, even though they were the Levites, even though they were said to be in the tabernacle, we know it's not everybody that is expected to be inside the tabernacle, the tents of meeting. The other Israelites were to be outside. If you want to perform whatever sacrifice, you bring your offering, you stay outside. They will now take it inside and perform it for you, and you are good to go. But these people were given authority to even enter into the Holy of Holies, to go and see. It's basically where the Lord dwells. But they took it as opportunity to do whatever they wanted. And at the end of the day, they lost their lives because of that. So what place, where have you been placed? What is that opportunity that the Lord has given you? What is that favor? What is that open door that He has opened for you as a person? Maybe it's an office, maybe it's a business, whatever it is. Maybe it's access to people that some people cannot even talk to. Yet once you come, they are free with you. Don't misuse that access. Don't misuse that opportunity that has been given to you, because if you act carelessly, you might end up losing out, and losing terribly. So that is lesson number one for what we are learning from this very small chapter that we have read. So let's continue. They, they had no sons, so only Eleazar and Ethan served as priests during their lifetime of their father Aaron. The Lord said to Moses, bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole community at the tent of meeting by doing the work of the tabernacles. They are to take care of all the furnishing of the tent of meeting, fulfilling the obligations of the Israelites by doing the work of the tabernacle. Give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are the Israelites who are to be given wholly to him. Appoint Aaron and his sons to serve as priests. Anyone else who approaches the sanctuary must be put to death. Are you seeing this now? Can you speak in Spanish, or do you speak in that tongue? Oh, sorry. I don't speak in Spanish. Sorry. It's only English that I'm good at. Okay? But I think there's some kind of icon that you put, and it will kind of give you a is it translation or something that will be writing, so that you can be able to understand me better. Yes. So what we read now is what the Lord. A lot of people will want to envy the Levites. Do you know? These people are not even laboring much. They are just dedicated to the tabernacle, doing only the work of the Lord, tidying the tabernacle, cleaning it. If they bring sacrifice, they will just eat and all that. While you are in your house, you are struggling trying to make up for your family, what they will eat, what they will wear, and all that, while the Levites are just there relaxing. I must tell you the truth. It is not it's like all these people that are envying pastors, all these people that are envying women of God, people that are envying wives of pastors, and they are like, these people are enjoying money. Just like the person of Jerry Eze, Pastor Jerry Eze now, because he's into fame, he has been projected by the grace of God, and everybody is seeing him and his wife, Eno. And you are like, I wish I'm like this. I wish I'm like that. Look at how much is coming into his account. A lot of people are saying he's making money through social media. He's using the clout. He's the content creator and all that. My dear, it's not easy. The way you will know that it is grace is when you self on camera, like I'm on camera now, and you will not see anybody. Everybody is giving their talents according to their person. But aside from that, he is working for the Lord. And any slightest mistake he makes will cost him more than you that is an ordinary person. You remember Moses now? Moses, because as a result of the Israelites and them frustrating him, it is them that wanted water. But he was so angry he hit the rock twice and it cost him the promised land. None of the Israelites came to pray for him to ask God if he would enter. No, interceding for the Israelites. Whenever God wants to come in, he will always place himself in front and say, God, no, don't do this, don't do this. But because of the slightest mistake he made, he took his life. Just like the sons of Aaron that died because they performed is a sacrifice, but it was unauthorized. They used unauthorized fire to perform a sacrifice to the Lord, though. It is not to another deity, but to the Lord. Yet, they were punished with death. So, Mama, come and sleep. Come and lie down. Oh, lie down. Good girl. So, my dear, if you see all these people that are priests, all these people that are masquerading themselves as men of God, the real ones, so not the ones that are chasing clouds or trying to make money, you should always ask them or pray for them because it's not easy. As they are busy sitting for you, the smallest things can cost them a lot. It can cost them. See, the Levites, their job is actually for the whole Israelites. They are sitting for the whole Israelites. They now have of the whole country on their head. That if God gets really angry about what the people are doing, they will hold them for not doing their job properly. You can imagine that. So, let's continue. The Lord said to Moses, I have taken the Levites from among the Israelites in place of the first male offspring of every Israel is every Israel's woman. The Levites are mine, for all the firstborns are mine. When I struck down all the firstborns in Egypt, I set apart for myself every firstborn in Israel, whether man or animal, for they are all mine and Lord. So why would the Lord say that all the firstborns are his? Have you considered that all the firstborns are his? You how he sacrificed, or rather used the firstborns of the Egyptians, every single firstborn, whether animal or human being, as an example, or rather as a punishment for the Egyptians, for they did not want to let the Israelites go. But he saved the lives of all the Israelites, their firstborns, their first animals. And from that day, he made a law that every firstborn will be dedicated to him. They belong to the Lord. Now, the Levite here now has been subchanged with the firstborns of the people of Israel. Therefore, they don't really need to present the firstborns as what will I call it? As you are going to serve the Lord. No. The Levites now are the people now doing the service. But that does not mean that you will not dedicate your first child, every firstborn, whether animal or human being, to the Lord. You dedicate your first child to the Lord with an animal to subchange his life. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but if it's an animal, you just give it to the Lord because all of them belongs to the Lord. But this time around, the Levites now have been considered as people that have now been subchanged from the firstborns of all the Israelite women. Now it is now the Levites that now belong to the Lord. Their work is just to do what the Lord wants and not to chase any personal interest. You are not to do any other thing. It's just to serve in the tabernacle for the worship of the Lord. So if you envy that kind of position for people that live their life to go and serve God, to go and become priests, to go and become prophets, a lot of people now see it as a way of cashing out because they now see that the benefits, they look at the benefits of what is coming out of it rather than the sacrifices. Yes, the Levites, all the sacrifice you are bringing, the meat and everything, the bread, they are benefiting from it, but they still have work which is very delicate that can cost them at any slightest mistake. So do not envy anybody in your life. Wherever you are, see it as a place that God has set for you to dwell in, and therefore you do your best in that place to make life as good as possible while promoting the works of the Lord and the purposes of the Lord in your life. So this is the second lesson we are learning. The first one we learned is that we should not be careless, we should not be ignorant, and we should always make sure we follow instructions. As we see how the sons of Aaron died as a result of their carelessness. Now, the second one we are learning now is that we should never envy anybody, no matter the position the person is. If you see somebody that is benefiting, glory be to God, but you also, where you are, make it or build it to a point where you too can benefit from it, because for everything, every talent the Lord has placed upon you, he has given you a way, a means by which your value can be brought out from it and you can get benefits from it. Don't abandon your own and start looking to another person. A lot of people will go to work, they say 9 to 5 is not good. 9 to 5, everybody is working 9 to 5. They are slaves, they are under the bondage of a boss. I don't want to be a slave, I want to have my own business. Good and fine. There are people that are dedicated to be businessmen, and if they are businessmen, you see them thriving in that place. They will make enough money, they will grow, their businesses will grow and expand a lot. There are also others who are meant to be 9 to 5 workers, that they can grow in that company. What they have to offer is so wonderful in the company that the company, it will help the company grow, and him too grow, because his value will increase drastically to the point that he can be sent as regional manager or somebody shuttling from this side of the company to that side. You'll be traveling a lot trying to make sure that everything works out. Yes, you did not build the company with your sweat, somebody else did, but because of the value you bring in, you are now being projected so high as somebody that cannot be done away with just like that. It happens. Now, if you are in a place, maybe you are working 9 to 5 and you don't like the environment you are in, you feel like the money, the salary they are paying is not much, and you are eyeing the person that is doing business, and they're telling you, what are you still doing there, my dear? Know that everybody has their own gift. It's not everybody that is meant to do business. It's not everybody that is meant to work 9 to 5. Find your own place and stick to it and make the best out of it. Make it work for you. Okay, so that is what we are learning again. That is the second lesson, which is do not envy anybody. How did I draw this lesson out? Because of the Levites that were dedicated to become the people serving the Lord, and therefore they benefited a lot of sacrifices, a lot of meat. They will just sacrifice and kill and give them, they will eat. They don't have to farm, they don't have to do much work. All they do is just to take care of the tabernacle And if you envy them, you also know from what you read that they belong to the Lord, and any slightest thing they do can cost them a lot. While you are there sleeping, they have the whole nation in their head. Now, let's continue. The Lord said to Moses in the desert of Sinai, count the Levites by their families and clans. Count every male a month old and more. For Moses counted them. So Moses counted them, and as he was commanded by the word of the Lord, these were the names of the sons of Levi: Gershon, Kehat, Merara. These were the sons of the Gershonite clan: Lebi and Shimei. The Kohanite clan: Aram, Zerah, Hebrew, and Uzziah. The Emerite clan: Mahili and Mushi. These were the Levite clan according to their families. To Geshe belongs the clan of the Levites and the Shenemites. These were the Gilite clans. The number of all the male a month old and more who were counted was 7,500. The Gishite clan were to camp in the west behind the tabernacle. The leader of the families of the Gishites was El Saf, son of Lelia. At the tent of meeting, the Gishites were responsible for taking care of the tabernacles and the tent, its covering, the curtains at the entrance to the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, the curtains at the entrance of the courtyard, the surroundings, the, the tabernacle and the altar, the ropes and everything related to their use. So these were the Gishonites. Now, I want to point out something. Read and we have seen that the Lord is always meticulous in whatever he does. He will always give you instructions, day to day instructions, line to line, without missing anything, so that you will not say that you were not told. The Kishites now have been given their responsibility, even though as Levites, they were not just sitting around doing nothing, looking for work inside the tabernacle. No, everybody was given their particular work which they are expected to do. Like these people, we are now expected to take care of the curtains and the surroundings, the altars, the ropes. Good. Now you will say, what are they even doing about the curtains and the altar and everything? Is it not already there? Let me tell you. The Lord that we all know is a God that is clean. The Lord does not do anything dirty. He is light. He comes to light. He sees light. Everything about him is light. So, if any single thing is disrupted or is spoiled in the tabernacle, it becomes filth. Even sin alone is filth in his eyes. During the time of Moses, Christ has not come to die to shield us or save us from sin. No. Now everybody is just filthy in the Lord's eye. Let me tell you the truth. We are just, so he was trying as much as possible to create an atmosphere of cleanliness for him to be able to dwell with human beings. So these Gishites now that are handling the curtains and everything, their work is to make sure that everything that concerns their own work is very neat and clean. If the curtains are dirty, they wash. If the environments are bad, they handle every single thing. That is their work daily, daily and daily. So that is for the Gishites. The Khans belongs to the Kohats belong the clan of Amoronites, Zerites, Hebronites, and Uzzites. These were the Kohanite clan. The number of all the male a month old and more is 8,600. The Kohanites were responsible for taking care of the sanctuary. The Kohanite clan were to camp in the south side of the tabernacle. The leader of the families of the Kohanite clan was Elzepan, son of Uzziah. They were responsible for taking care of the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altar, the articles of the sanctuary used for ministering, the curtains, and everything related to their use. The chief leader of the Levites was Ezra, son of Aaron, the priest. He was appointed over those who were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. Now, so these people now have been given their own task, that is to take care of the ark, the table, the lampstand. All these things are expected to be neat and clean always and at all times. And they are also to camp at the, you see, they are not even living together. Everybody have their own section, so that you will not say that there is problem, that there is tussle, there is fight. Everybody has their own section of living. You remember that when it was like a military training for the Israelites, because the Lord also positioned them how they were expected to camp. They had the families from Reuben and all the 12 tribes of Israel. They were to camp different camps, and how they are to camp. If you followed our reading in the other video, then you will see that the tent of meeting, that is the tabernacle of the Lord, was now built in the middle